Are we live? I believe we are live. What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast, and we got breaking news. Robert Quinn, the newest member of the Philadelphia Eagles, and it only cost it a fourth round pick. We got to talk about this live, but I got to play the intro.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking Sixers and the Bird Gang, that's our life. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we screaming fly, Eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.
Howie Roseman. Howie Roseman does it again. It's not the first, it's not the second, it's not the third, and it dang sure won't be the last time Howie Roseman just does whatever he wants across the NFL. When you get that phone call from Howie Roseman, you better let it go to voicemail. You better let him talk to you and get his spiel out on voicemail, because if you pick up, you are going to give us somebody on the cheap. Hit the like button for your boy. Hit the like button for the Eagles. If you're watching this on a rerun, like, subscribe, ding the bell. You already know there's a link in the description when this is over called the Chalkboard app. But the Chalkboard app is going crazy. I'm trying to get to them. I'm trying to set this live up. But breaking news, the Bears are trading Robert Quinn to the Eagles. Rap Sheet got it. Mike Garafalo got it. Adam Schefter got it. And this is the compensation. Update. Eagles are sending a fourth round pick in exchange for Robert Quinn. You gotta love it. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I see you. Let's pull it up real quick. Where's the chat? There it is. Shout out to everybody in the building. LAFK, Spiritual, Sparky, Art Official, Sydney Family, The Blue. Shout out to all y'all. Let me know your immediate thoughts. I'm going to give you mine real quick, and then we're going to break down this trade a little bit. It's a fourth round pick. When I look at Robert Quinn as a player, I mean, he's productive. This year, it hasn't been his most productive year, but look at what team he's on, the Bears. Name the pass rusher alongside of him on the Chicago Bears that is scary. Name the pass rusher alongside of him that is scary. There's not really anybody there. And sometimes when you're the only pass rusher on your line, you get doubled, you get tripled. They throw the house at you. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. His career stats speak for itself. He's been in the league a long time. He was very, very important to Dallas's defensive line in 2019. He had 11 and a half sacks in 2019. Now, this year, he only got 1 sack, 8 combined tackles. But again, how are they using them compared to how the Eagles are going to use them? And he is up there in age in the sense that, do you want to have him rushing the passer every single down? Do you really want that? We saw BG be productive this year in a limited role. Fletch has not been that good stopping a run. That's why we got to see Jordan Davis. But he's been better at getting at the quarterback. Why? Because you limit his snaps, you get more bang for your buck. This is a defensive line that's already got 9 sacks on Carson Wentz. That needs to get more sacks on the other quarterbacks. I understand that. But the rotation just got that much better. And you're talking about leveraging a fourth round pick? Well, that's not the craziest push down to our future to enhance the rich get richer. The rich get richer. I think that Robert Quinn coming to this team, playing 65, 66, 55% of the snaps, I guarantee you he had 1 sack through 5 or 6 weeks? It's going to change. By the end of the season, he's going to be close to double digits. He's going to have about a 7, 6, 8, 9 piece, and that's restarting week 7, week 8 with the Philadelphia Eagles. We got a super chat in the building. Shout out to my guy, Sydney Family.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
He said, Hunt, Kamara, next, let's go. Hey, slow your roll. Kareem Hunt definitely has been now reported to be only needing a fourth to get him off the Cleveland Browns roster. But I thought from the get-go we needed a pass rusher. Now, yes, I've been advocating for Bradley Chubb. I didn't think Robert Quinn was an option because I thought his contract was a couple more years. Let me pull up his contract actually. But again, just last year with the Chicago Bears, the dude had so many sacks. So many sacks. And so a bad 2022 year to start with a Bears team that's trying to find herself, I'm not worried about that at all. If this is right, last year, Robert Quinn had 18 and a half sacks. Hold up, wait a minute. I don't even care about a one sack first third of the season when the team is trying to find themselves on the defensive side. The Bears always been a predominantly defensive team. This man had 18 and a half sacks in 2021 in a totality of a season. 18 and a half sacks. Production's down now, but he just came to a competitor, a Super Bowl competitor. Production's about to skyrocket. 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 I knew last year he was good because I thought he made the Pro Bowl last year. Or he was about to make the Pro Bowl, or he didn't go to it. He decided not to. You know, some of these players nowadays just don't go to it. But 18 and a half sacks last year for Chicago Bears defense that was okay. It's gotten worse in the 2022 season, and it shows. There's nobody over there no more to even help command somewhat of a double team. Now, shout out, we got 2 more super chats in the building. Eagles! Hit that like button for the Eagles, Robert Quinn, and the rich getting richer. Dom said Robert for a fourth is better than Burns for a first. I totally agree. That's why I moved over to Bradley Chubb because he was on the trading block, and I thought that he was more bang for your buck. He has 5.5 sacks in his 2022 outing so far. And I know the NFC East fans are already tweeting on Twitter. I see it. Is Robert Quinn even good? Dallas Cowboy fans dare to tell me, to ask me, is he good? He had double-digit sacks for you the last time he played 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, and he's coming off 18 and a half. I don't care about the one sack this year. Look what team he played for. Remember James Bradbury wasn't that good last year? Remember when Giant fans tried to tell us that Bradbury had a down year last year? I said maybe he did. Down for him is still better than other corners, and it might have been down. Why? Because the Giants stunk last year. And sometimes stinking is contagious. It's contagious. Winning is contagious. Stinking is contagious. Bradbury comes to a winning team, top 5 corner in the NFL. Top 5 corner in the NFL. Robert Quinn, 18 and a half sacks, now 1. He ain't drop off like that. He ain't Russell Wilson. Stop playing with him. Now, Robert Kane with the $2 super chat said for a fourth, Howie is a thief. A thief. CJ Gardner-Johnson for a 5th and 6th. Robert Quinn for a 4th. That is why I leaned to Bradley Chubb. I thought Robert Quinn had multiple years on his deal. I still want to check his deal real quick. Let's pull up that if we can. Robert Quinn's contract. Let's pull up his contract if we can do that. But 18 and a half sacks in 2021. I don't even care what he got for 2022 because I'm not comparing that with the Bears supporting cast, with the Eagles supporting cast. Just the same way I know Bradbury's body of work. When you know a player's body of work and what they've been able to do in still recent history, you can throw out one bad start, one bad year when you look at the supporting cast and realize, well, they're not good. Nate said, stay mad. Who? The NFC East? They always are. They always are. Philly Tress said he has 2 years left, Mike. There you go. Appreciate that. The chat letting me know. I want to see what the money breaks down real quick. Actually, I think we could pull it up Let's see if we can pull it up here real quick. Let me see if I can pull it up on the screen. Robert Quinn contract details. Let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. Uh, I don't like that one. Never mind. Let's pull it up on this. Over the cap. Overthecap.com. Shout out to everybody in the building. Superhero said it's not our money. Yes, it really ain't. It's the Eagles, and it is to build this team. Don't get me wrong, but it ain't our money. Let's look real quick. Robert Quinn, age 32, free agency 2025. Accrued season 11 years. Let's look at this. So 2022, his base salary is $12 million. Prorated 4.237 million. $0 roster bonus. Let's move this over real quick. His cap number for 2022, if I'm not mistaken, is 17 mil. That's crazy. So I wonder how Howie actually did this. Uh, or is a restructure coming? Um, but the Bears are looking at it as they're not that good. His cap number was 17 million in 2022. So let's move him and get whatever we can. So again, Howie Roseman finds the way to leverage the opposing team. You're talking about 1 sack this season, okay, but 18 and a half sacks is no joke at all. So Howie's seeing that and understanding what the Eagles have in its totality on the defensive side of the ball, and says we can get that 18 and a half sack guy back. I'll take the cap hit, or I'll be able to move it around. So he's under contract all the way through 2024. 2024, the cap numbers go up from 17 to 18 back to 17. His base salary shows that you can rework it, though. Between the prorated bonus, the difference between the prorated bonus and the base salary shows a guy like Howie Roseman can come in there and restructure, make some of that a sign-in bonus or other bonuses. Howie Roseman calculating the calculations, as our guy Philly 500 would say. But man, this just goes to show that, Howie Roseman had to have crunched the numbers for all our free agents we got. He had to have crunched the numbers for all our free agents we have, for the simple fact you don't make this move with Jalen Hurts' contract coming up in the future. How many years, blah, 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 and other Pro Bowl type defensive players on your team. Bradbury, Kaiser White, Marcus Epps, TJ Edwards. Marcus Epps maybe not Pro Bowl, but guys who are standing out that know they need another contract after this season. Let's get back to the chat a little bit. Let me know. Is there anybody in the chat that think this was not a straight W for a 4th round pick? I gotta iron out all the details, how the contract's gonna work out. And as Superhero said, it's not our money. But I do want to make sure we're not stepping on others' toes, meaning the Garner Johnsons, the James Bradburys of the world, and stuff like that. Eagles to the Grave said, oh, he's talking to Ryan said, do you think they will make any other moves or this is it? It's interesting. Howie Roseman normally waits to the deadline to make a move. Him making a move this early could signify that there's still one more. Again, the numbers that Robert Quinn is bringing to the Eagles, only a cap OG can make me probably feel better about that when things all said and done. You probably will hear some type of restructure coming up for Robert Quinn's contract. And again, when you're 32 years old, you're willing to come to a team, take a restructure. The dude's played 11 years. He's coming off an 18 and a half sack season last year. The production's low because the team he's playing for. He understands that after this contract, 2024, he's probably done in the NFL. Why not go to a competitor, the best team in the NFC, the best team in the NFL? As you look at the records, you are what your record is. That's what people always told me. That's what I heard every single game last year when I try to say this Eagles team is a little bit better than people think. You're only as good as your record. Well, we take that. That makes us the number 1 team in the NFL. If I'm Robert Quinn and I know I got 2 more years, I wanna ride the Chris Long wagon. Remember Chris Long hops on the Eagles? Big part, big part of that Super Bowl run. Sack after sack, important pressure after pressure. Robert Quinn comes into a situation where he's sharing with Reddick, BG, Sweat. They sometimes bounce Milton Williams out there. Quinn understands what he wants to do here. He's trying to get that ring. He wants somebody to put a ring on it. And again, NFC East fans are going to try to downplay this because he has 1 sack this season with a team that's not good, called the Chicago Bears. Don't let him. 2021 was not that long ago. We're 7 weeks. We're 7 weeks into the NFL season. The year prior to that, he had 18 and a half. I don't want to hear it. And again, the Giants said that Bradbury was on the decline. That's not true. The scenario that Bradbury was put in, the supporting cast, the stank that New York put next to him made him look bad. The stank that the Chicago Bears have in 2022 on the defensive side, on the D line, in the secondary, not being able to do this, that, and the third, has made Robert Quinn look bad. Bradbury wasn't supposed to be that good. Top 5. I'm thinking Robert Quinn is going to spread his wings, so to speak. He going to feel like a young chicken at 32, getting at the quarterback, knowing that he got Slay and Bradbury and Maddox and C.J. Garner-Johnson in the back end of his defense. He's going to be feeling really good. Really, really, really good. Let's talk to the chat a little bit. Shout out to everybody in the building. Appreciate all the love. Let's get them likes up. We got almost 600 people in here. No reason we can't get them likes up. Eagle Nation. Y'all know how we do in here. It's all nothing but love and support. Let's pull up the chat. Young Money said Giants will say Saquon is on the decline. They'll say whatever they say. They say anything these days, for sure. Jazz said firing. Took me until last week to accept Hurts is the power back. I don't necessarily. I mean, Miles Sanders just against the Cowboys got a rushing touchdown inside the 5 at the 5-yard line. So we're going to use different players inside the 5. It's not going to only be Hurts. I understand that you want to take rushes away from him for his overall health, but you got to get the job done. However, you can get the job done. Gusto said, "Ring me." I agree. He definitely wants to ring. Eagles fan said, "I wanted Chubb. Quinn's too old." Chubb is not a young pup. Quinn is definitely older. Quinn is 100% definitely older, but I think that Quinn understands the role that he's going to get, right? If Bradley Chubb comes here, does he start? I don't think so. It's Sweat and Reddick. Rotation, BG and Bradley Chubb. So I think that Howie Roseman also wanted to see who wants to come to the Eagles because we are a Super Bowl contender. He wanted to see who wants to play and who will fit this role. Quinn at 32, I think is more likely to say, I'm cool with coming in rotation of BG, Reddick, Sweat, and me, Quinn. I'm okay with that rotation. I don't know what his snap count was with the Bears. That's stuff I gotta look up for future videos. Again, I went live. I literally was about to take my first bite of dinner, and I got the dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Gotta run upstairs. Had to run upstairs. Your boy said, "Hey, Mike, you think we should draft a cornerback because Slay might retire?" I think Slay got 2 more years for sure. However, you still got to get a cornerback on the roster to be under these guys. I know you talk about Zach McPherson, or not you. People talk about him. I want a corner in the first 2 rounds. When I finally say goodbye to the corners we got now, I'm talking about Bradbury and or Slay. I want to have a corner that's more highly touted, just a guy that I can count on more, a true outside guy. Sheldon Bailey said the D-line going to eat. I agree. And I knew, like I said, I knew that Quinn was impactful last year. I didn't know it was 18 and a half sacks impactful. Eric said Ski Mask Howie shaking down the league like the 1980s South Philly mob. Ski Mask Howie definitely did it. And again, I feel like when he calls teams, you better let it go to voicemail because he's going to use the leverage. The leverage here was he's making too much money for you, Chicago. You only pay somebody at this position at this age if you are a true Super Bowl contender. So let me take him off your hand. Let me take him off your hand. I'm going to slide you this fourth round, and we going to be on our way to Battle Pittsburgh. The Battle of Pennsylvania is coming. The Battle of Pennsylvania is coming for sure. Shout out to Young Money in the building with the $2 super chat. He wants the flowers everywhere. And guess what? Flowers can be passed around, not just to Nick Sirianni and his 6-0 team, partly part of the reason why we're 6-0 is because the aggressive nature of one Howie Roseman in the offseason and that aggressive nature to go out and get Bradbury, Reddick, CJ Garner-Johnson, Kaiser White, to go out and trade for A.J. Brown, draft Jordan Davis, move up to draft Jordan Davis. That the combination of that and then keeping his foot on the gas pedal. I mean, keeping his foot on the gas pedal during the season to go get Robert Quinn. Flowers are passed around. Flowers everywhere. Pass the flowers around for sure. We got another super chat in the building, Sydney family.
Eagles.
He said, Reddick, Quinn, coming for your lunch money. And if you don't got lunch money, we'll take the pack lunch. But we are going to be eating all day. I'm telling you, this pass rush got a tremendous upgrade. And when I say tremendous upgrade, I'm not just saying Quinn is the best pass rusher in the league, blah, blah, blah. I'm not trying to say that. But when you get a guy that you can count on as much as the next guy, well, that just makes everybody's intensity level raise. BG's looking like, dang, I might lose snaps to Quinn. I got to get my game up. Sweat like, I'm the youngster here. I might lose snaps to the 32-year-old. I got to get my game up. Iron sharpen iron in practice. Iron sharpen iron during the game. And here's the thing. Fourth quarter, that offensive line is tired. The quarterback is tired of getting hit. When you have the rotation that we have truly now, where Quinn, Sweat, BG, Reddick, it doesn't matter who's out there. But what matters is whoever is out there will be 100% fresh. You're not talking about Quinn playing 80% of the snaps for the Bears and being gassed in the fourth because he's 32. We're not talking about BG having to raise his snap count because we don't got defensive ends and we need a guy out there that we can trust in the fourth quarter. You got guys that you can rely on, and everybody gets a tick up. A bunch of dogs. A bunch of dogs. Mark G said Howie has redeemed himself 100% and exceeded my expectations over the last 2 years. Dude's a lit GM. I can't disagree with that at all. I totally support the We Trust Howie monologue, whatever it's called. Peter Riley said we should also get Kareem Hunt as well. Fly, Eagles, fly. That's still something that's on the table because of Howie pulling the trigger for only a fourth-round pick this early in the process. Again, trade deadline, Howie likes to be, a day or two before trade deadline, on trade deadline. That's when he normally gets his phone calls in. But we've heard it all week, calling to see what's going on with Christian McCaffrey, calling to see what's going on with Brian Burns. I believe he was going to call Bradley Chubb. I believe he did call Bradley Chubb. But the fact of the matter is this. Robert Quinn was going sooner rather than later. He didn't want Quinn to get too far. He didn't want Quinn to get traded before the Bradley Chubb news really came out. And again, the last report was if the Jags beat the Broncos this week, then Bradley Chubb will most likely be on the trade block for the simple fact that, the Broncos are going to pack it up. It ain't over, but you got to get the bleep out of here type stuff. You know what I mean? Who's to say that they lose to the Jags? Who's to say that they will take a fourth round pick? Who's to say that By the time all that happens, Robert Quinn is on his new team. So I think that, Howie did his due diligence, paid attention close to the trade block, and he saw the best scenario was to go out and get Quinn, who is once again coming on an 18 and a half sack season. Let's not act like this ain't this. And look, like I told you 37 minutes ago, now I got mad respect for him as a content creator because he's funny. His NBA stuff too. But is Robert Quinn good? Do you really got to ask that question? Do you really have to ask that question? Of course you do, because you're a Dallas Cowboys fan. Let's refresh this and see what's going on Twitter a little bit. Again, shout out to my guy Kendall Beck. The rich get richer. Robert Quinn total 18 and a half sacks last season with the Bears, a huge addition for an already stacked defensive front. The Eagles are officially all in. The term all in is weird though, because we still got 2 first-round picks. All in means you don't you give up all your ammunition, and we still got ammunition. The Eagles will always be a team with still some ammunition left. Let's see what some of the check marks had to say, if I can find that. Let's pull up some of the check marks had to say. Some of the beat reporters, I should say. Let's see. Shout out to everybody who's responding to me on Twitter, and follow your boy on Twitter, because of course I immediately tweeted that as soon as I was running up. Shout out to everybody sending me stuff. When we get off here, we gonna check it. That was a steal. I totally agree. Where are the things? I can't find them, I guess. Shout out to everybody though. Appreciate the love and support. Um, let's just see what Elliott Shore Parks or Jeff McClain or any of these guys say. I can't even find them right when I want to find them. It doesn't matter, I guess. But again, once again, 4th round pick. Let's see what the chat is saying. Shout out to y'all. Eagle fans say Raekwon Smith broke down, man. I hear you on that. Iron Mizzle said, let's bleep and go. Jose Serrano said, dang, I woke up from a nap and this, the Eagles about to be a menace. The rest of the NFL. Sheesh, I agree. Let me know. I asked you this question, but I wasn't really paying attention to the chat at that time. Let's get these likes up. No reason why we can't get 300 likes. If at least half of the people in here, if we got half of Eagle Nation in here willing to hit that like button, we'll get to at least 300 plus. But I want to check the temperature in the room. Y'all got to hear me talk now for about 28 minutes. Robert Quinn. You know what he did last year. You know his age. You know his contract. You know his sacks this year, last year, age, everything. You know we gave a 4th-round pick. On a scale from 1 to 10, I want you to rate this trade. 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. Give me your honest take. If you think it's a 9 or 10, we hit it at the ballpark, tell me. If you think it's a 3 or 4, you're happy but not fully satisfied, let me know. I want the temperature. Just give me your honest take, because one thing I love about y'all is Eagle Nation. Y'all keep it a buck. Y'all and I love how y'all give it to me, because y'all tell me truthfully how you feel. Shout out to Nismo the Tank with a $2 super chat.
EAGLES Eagles!
He said Kenny P better put on his cleats this week. He listen, he has that famous play in college where he was running pretty fast and he fake slide. He better pull some of them tricks out. I 100% agree with you, Nismo. So let's start it off. We got a 7, a 10, 10, 8, 7, 8, 8, 10, 7, 7, 9, 8, 8, 8, 7.5. So far, 7 and 8s have been winning. A couple 9s. Michael with the first 6. The lowest number I've seen is 6. And again, I don't want y'all to be just, I can tell if it's a troll. Best believe that. A couple 6 coming through, 10, 10, 7, 7, 10, 7.4, 7.5, 9, 7. All right, so like you said, so the large majority is 7, 8, 9, 10. You know, we got a couple 6 in there, and I think the 6 have to do to his age. But a lot of people believe this is at least a 7 out of 10 or above. I would definitely, again, you look at this year, he hasn't been productive. in a sense that he has 1 sack in 6+ games. However, we explain Bradbury was supposedly on a decline. His supporting cast. Winning is contagious. Playing bad is contagious. Bradbury comes to a true team with a defense around him. Bradbury's playing top 5. I think that's kind of what we're going to see with Quinn because he did have 18.5 sacks last season. John said another Howie fleece. How about we send a 5th and a 6th for Kareem Hunt? The word today was that Kareem Hunt could leave the Browns for a 4th. Now, Howie Roseman gets on the call. He can make it to a 5th or 6th. I think that if that happens, that's going to be closer to the trade deadline, really close. Ike said his age is 32 and just had 18 sacks. Exactly. 18 sacks is nothing to sneeze at all, regardless your age. But again, he's also playing now in a different role, and he's going to this role is going to benefit him. It's going if you ever want to sustain a 32-year-old's motor, legs, energy, production, you put him in a scenario where he got pass rushers all along to his left and to his right. Sweat got his back. BG got his back. Reddick got his back. Milton Williams can bounce outside. So you do them things, and it prolongs the life of a guy like Robert Quinn. And again, I think that one sack is more to say that the Bears have been pedestrian all across the board more than that Robert Quinn has lost a step at 32. 2020 Vision said 8.5, but Barnett is a 2.5, like his sacks. I hear you on that. Shout out to my guy Knight Rider with the $2 super chat.
Eagles! Eagles!
He said if he can give us more than Barnett, we good. And he's going to give us more than Barnett. Remember last year when Barnett gave us 2 sacks, Robert Quinn gave the Bears 18.5. Robert Quinn already got 1. On his worst year of his career, he already got 1 sack. Who knows what Derek Barnett would have at this point in time? He had 2 all last year. And again, I think the situation's changed 100%. But I agree with you, Knight Rider. You're better than Barnett, and it's a win. We ain't give up no second-round pick. It's a 4th. Shout out to my guy, Luis Cabrera, with the $1.99 super chat.
Eagles! Eagles!
Will the Eagles get Nick Chubb? The Browns are not trading Nick Chubb. He is the running back for the Browns. They're trading Kareem Hunt, and the Broncos might put Bradley Chubb on the trade block, but that won't be until next week or I should say maybe when they lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars. They haven't been a good team with Russ or without Russ. And when you look at that Russell Wilson contract, I don't think they can even afford Bradley Chubb next year, who is a unrestricted free agent. And that's why I thought Bradley Chubb was the move. Once Brian Burns became 2 first-round picks, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 I kind of moved off of Brian Burns and focused on the Bradley Chubb. And it was because Bradley Chubb is productive this year. He makes sense in this that you can have him either for a rental or you can pick the contract next year if you could work something out with him. Robert Quinn, I did not really have on the radar. Now, shout out to LB. He was talking about Robert Quinn. I thought that Bradley Chubb was more productive this year, and I thought that his money fit better. But what I didn't think about was Bradley Chubb wants to be a every down starter. Robert Quinn at 32, I think he also understands that this can prolong my career. I can also maybe slip a ring on it. That pinky weighing over 300,000. Robert Quinn at 32 is still a gifted pass rusher who's coming into a situation where he doesn't got to be an every down starter, and he has a chance to put a ring on it. Once again, shout out to T Sands with the $4.99 super chat. Much love and appreciation, T Sands.
Eagles!
$4.99. He got the sticker, the mic drop, The mic drop, the smack the mic down. Listen, Howie Roseman. He said, y'all think, listen, he said, You know what? Eagle Nation hasn't had nothing to watch. We've been on a bye for a week. Let me give them something to talk about between Wednesday and the Battle of Pennsylvania, which is happening this week. We cannot sleep on the Steelers. We're going to be talking about that Thursday and Friday for sure. But Howie Roseman, mic drop. Philly Mike, mic drop. Eagle Nation in the chat. Y'all did the mic drop. Let's get it to 400 likes so we can mic drop it again. See Barcliff with the $2 super chat.
Eagles! Eagles!
He said, I'd rather sign some of my guys in a 1-year deal. Totally agree. Hey, see Barcliff, if you've been watching my videos, not this live stream, and I touched on it earlier in the live stream, every video I talked about with Kareem Hunt, with Bradley Chubb, with Brian Burns, didn't mention Robert Quinn because I thought the money wasn't going to be all right. Howie did it, though. All that being said, I still said that if Howie makes a move, then he already has pre-moves made about these 1-year guys, because I totally agree with you. Robert Quinn is cool for the addition this year. Who knows what he does for us next year or the year after that, blah, 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 blah. But I wanted to make sure that we keep a 24-year-old CJ Gardner-Johnson. Kaiser White is pretty young. Marcus Epps is playing lights out safety, and he's still young. TJ Edwards is young. And then you go to Bradbury, who's not young, but looks like he got 2 or 3 more years in him. So you cannot discredit. Like, the grass ain't always greener on the other side in the sense that if Robert Quinn is here for this year with these guys, great. But now if Robert Quinn is the guy that stays next year, but we lose 2 of these 1-year deals, then was it worth it then? But Howie Roseman doesn't just think short term. He's put this team in a great situation where he got so many avenues he's trying to obtain. He got the let's go in and get stuff done this year with all the 1-year deals, but he got money on the back end. We're supposed to have a projected 38 to 40 mil. Who knows when and how the contract will be structured for Jalen Hurts. All that being said, I think Howie has a plan inside of a plan inside of a plan. And you don't make a move for a Robert Quinn. You don't keep calling for running backs if you don't have a foundational plan for what is coming up with the guys that will be going off the 1-year deal. See, Barcliff, that's my whole premise. Howie's not doing this if he don't have something already in the works. Shout out to Aldine Banks, A Banks with the $5 banger. Appreciate the love and support.
Eagles! Eagles!
Man, I love saying the Eagles like that. He said, with Quinn, more defensive turnovers. 14. We lead the league in total turnovers. 14 turnovers, 9 interceptions, 5 fumble recoveries. Quinn is going to allow you to do both. He's going to hit the quarterback. There's going to be more forced fumbles. Now you're not just watching out for Reddick, who's been a master at forcing fumbles, but pressures. Some of these interceptions are because the quarterback gets the ball out of his hand right before the rush is coming. It affects the pass, and then you got guys with sure hands in the back end. Robert Quinn is definitely going to add to this plus minus as we do turnover ratio, where we rank plus 12, but we have 14 total takeaways. I agree. A Banks for sure. Take that to the bank. We got another super chat in the building. Shout out to my guy Dark Wing with the 199 banger.
Eagles! Eagles!
He come through with the all or nothing. Let's get it. Fly, Eagles, fly. And again, I love the saying all or nothing. Push all our chips in. But when you say that, it sounds like we about to go do the dang thing. But I think you can find we got to find a saying that we're going to go ahead and do the dang thing without saying we put all our chips in, because we didn't. We still got 40 mil that we're going to play with next year. And we still have 2 first-round draft picks, a second-round draft pick, a third-round draft pick, a 2024 second-round draft pick. Chips are all on the table. When you say all your chips in the table, when they say, "What's your next bet?" Well, you don't have another bet after that. If you don't win that hand, it's over. We put a lot of chips in. We put OG worthy amount of chips in, but we still got chips. This is why you should not. It's too good right now to be Eagles fan. Too good. And let's just say this Saints pick stays inside the top 5. Well, maybe Will Anderson ain't there. Maybe the quarterbacks are as good as they say. If Will Anderson goes and the quarterbacks are that good, I'm not talking about getting a quarterback. But what if the 12th overall team wants to come up to 4 and get a quarterback? What if the 13th? What if the 9th? I don't care if you're 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. To come up to number 4, you are going to have to pay the piper. The piper. So you're talking about moving 4 to 11, still getting a top 10-ish guy, and having 3 first-round picks in 2024? Sheesh. 2 first-round picks? Imagine if the board falls, and this is future. Oh, the guy, the cornerback we want, the pass rusher we want, the guy we want on offense or defense is going to go around 10, 11, 12, 13. So the 13th overall team moves up to 4. He gives us 2 first-round picks to do that. 2 firsts, 2 seconds, something crazy. Well, now you got your guy. Our team is already really, really good. You're drafting the 13th overall. Say we do go to the NFC Championship, Super Bowl, whatever. You're drafting 13th overall. You're drafting 30th overall. Plus, you got 2 first-round picks in 2024, plus 2 second-round picks, plus third round. The chips is never all pushed in. But Robert Quinn for a 4th-round pick, 18 and a half sacks in 2021. I don't care what he did in 2022. Well, Mike, that's what he's doing now. The Bears stink. Come to a contender, and we can bring out that 18 and a half sack mind frame you had last year. We could bring it out for sure. Shout out to my guy, Bad News Virginia. I was going to say Bad News NFC in this totality, except for the Eagles.
Eagles! Eagles!
He said Bobby Q is going to eat on our D-line, Mike. The Bears is buns. I agree. And like I said, I'm taking these 18 and a half sacks to the bank. The one sack this year so far, I'm not even letting it upset me because of how bad the Bears have been. Because of how bad the Bears have been. Hold on, I'm just texting my wife. She needs a debit card. We going to be ending this soon. Shortly. I said soon because I wanted to say soon or shortly at the same time. Shout out to everybody in the building. Again, what a steal. What a steal when you just look at a 4th-round pick as the compensation. It is ridiculous. Howie Roseman just be like, cha-ching, cha-ching. You know what I mean? Sliding the debit card through, just buy whatever he wants. That's what Howie and my wife has in common. Howie Roseman just takes Jeff Lurie's credit card and goes cha-ching, and my wife just takes my debit card and goes cha-ching. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm broke. Hopefully she didn't spend that much. Listen, though, we got a couple super chats in the building. Shout out to y'all. Y'all showing love. 700 in the building. Let's get 500 likes. We talked about a lot, but I want to start hearing from you. I've been doing too much talking. It's time to get to y'all. Let me just drop this picture, pull up the chat one more time, and where'd I go? Oh, there it is. And let's get to these super chats. Shout out to my guy, Solo Bolo, in the building. Man, Solo Bolo's been here for a minute, rocking with Philly Mike. Appreciate the love, appreciate the support. Where did the Eagles thing go? Did it just evaporate? Oh, there it is. Shout out to everybody in the chat.
Eagles! Eagles!
Solo said Howie in the clutch with the power move. Man, again, I thought a move like this would be more orchestrated closer to the trade deadline. With it happening today, it just goes to show that Howie Roseman is not letting things slide through. He's not going to sacrifice a guy like Robert Quinn just to see if Bradley Chubb. I was looking at Bradley Chubb, but he's not waiting. He's not waiting. I agree 100% Solo Bowl. This was a power move. It's to say, hey, NFC, NFL, the Philadelphia Eagles were on a bye week. But did y'all forget that we the only 6-0 team? Did you forget that we never lost? Well, let me help you remember how good the Eagles are by getting us another pass rusher. For sure, a power move on Howie's end. Shout out to C in the building.
Eagles!
$2 super chat. He said, the truth hurts. I agree. It hurts, don't it? Man, Jalen Hurts, the leader of this team. The rich get richer. The defense gets more deadly. I feel bad for quarterbacks. Not really. But quarterbacks are going to feel bad for themselves sooner rather than later. A Green Machine 1987 with the $2 super chat.
Eagles!
He said, I feel like we are still not being respected. If not, I hear you. I hear you. I think it's a little bit of both. I think that on one side, I hear some national media people saying the Eagles are the real deal. But the fact of the matter is, they start this sentence by saying the Eagles are the real deal. But then they hit you with one of these. But they did only play blah, 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 blah. The Eagles are the real deal. But, well, you got to stop saying but. Stop it. Stop it. The Eagles are the real deal until proven otherwise. Listen, I don't like the Giants. They 6-1. You got to start putting respect on teams that are getting it done. This ain't trick or treat. I see you, random. Trick or treat, smell Howie's feet. Give him something good to eat. I hear you on that. Shout out to C once again with another $2 super chat.
Eagles!
He said about that underdog mentality in 2017. Now it's the big dogs now, right? Now we're sitting on top. That's one thing that has transpired this whole offseason. Simple fact that Howie was being so aggressive that there was no way to come into the season sliding in as the underdogs, as the guys that, still people didn't believe in us, but the paper showed that we were the team that you have to keep your eye on. And now we have not just the paper to back that saying up. We have the proof. We have the 6-0 record. We have the stacked wins, one after one after one. We are the big dogs now. And now teams are coming in every game to take us out. Every team gives every other team their best, but they're human. Sometimes they're just not as upped, as amped. No way a team comes into Philly or a team sees the Eagles on the schedule and looks down at the win and loss column like, dang, they're still undefeated? Oh, we got it. We got to be the ones. We got to be the ones. And now we're getting a guy like Robert Quinn, who's giving me the true vibes of a even more impactful Chris Long. I think Robert Quinn can be more impactful than Chris Long. Think about that. Now, I remember we got Ryan Kerrigan on that one-year deal, and we were like, well, he might be our Chris Long. It was not true. But guess what? It happens. We said, oh, James Bradbury coming to Philly, it's not going to be good. Why? Because the Giants said he stunk, and last time we got a cornerback, Nnamdi Asomugha was garbage. It's not always the same. It's not always the same. Bradbury didn't stink. He's top 5. And Robert Quinn is going to activate back into that 18.5 sack type guy. He has 1 sack this year, and it's because the Bears stink, not him. Mark my words. By the end of the season, he'll be close to 10. And you're like, well, 10 sacks ain't 18. He hasn't played for 6 weeks in the sense that he did play, but he didn't through my eyes. And there goes the green screen. Hold on while I put that back up real quick. Shout out to everybody in the building. Kids were up here. They must have loosened the screws. Shout out to y'all real quick. Give me a second. Technical difficulties. And it's probably going to fall again because the latch is actually broken. So when I'm done with this, I got an appointment with a little 7-year-old. And I got to ask him, what was he doing upstairs in my attic? But shout out to everybody in the building. We got a couple super chats. We going to read them off real quick. Shout out to everybody. And I knew it was going to come down. We going to just leave it down. We going to leave it down. We not staying much longer. Shout out to everybody in the building, though.
Eagles! Eagles!
Packhound CC said, Howie let him hang this season. Howie is making a statement that do not forget that the Eagles ain't the best team in the NFL just because we didn't play. Packhound CC, I agree 100%. Marcus Kane with the $2 super chat. Got to take a shot for this news. If only a shot. If I had a shot right here, I would take it. You know what, though? I'm going to take one for you, though. Just GP when I get downstairs. But best believe we going to be doing some big things for Quinn's first game. The Battle of PA coming up shortly. The Green Wingman in the building. Been here a long time. $5 super chat. Appreciate the love. If I'm the other GMs in the league and I see Howie's caller ID, I'm not picking up the phone. Hey, Green Wingman, great minds think alike, because I said the exact same thing. I said that if you see Howie Roseman's calling you, let it go to voicemail, because you want to hear what he got to say, what he's trying to trade, but you don't want to get caught up talking to him, because he will come out with the better end of the deal, for sure. Great mind things alike. Wolf of the Auden, Philly Wolf 90, $2 super chat. We are not dogs. We are wolves. Man, I felt that as I said it. Man, all I'm saying is we are just going to continue to dominate team after team until there's nothing else that anybody can say. I agree with you, Wolf. We not dogs anymore. We wolves. We the ultimate predator out there. Joseph Tice, $2 super chat. Appreciate the love. He said, let's go, Howie. I mean, that's all you could really say in the grand scheme of things, because Howie was a super aggressive GM in the offseason, and he has not turned down the heat all season long. Shout out to the Green Wingman one more time with the $5 donation.
Eagles! Eagles!
So what kind of blackmail does Howie have on these GMs? He's on the Dan Snyder vibe. Listen, he got something. He got a file. And as he sees, okay, Robert Quinn kind of on the table for the Bears. Let me go through my files. We got this. Listen. You better start handing them up. We do a 4th round pick so it don't look too crazy. We do a 4th round pick so it don't look too crazy. All I'm saying is 18.5 sacks in 2021. He is now a member of the Philadelphia Eagles. 11.5 sacks in 2019 for the Cowboys. Don't let them tell you he's not good. Don't let them tell you that. They were sad when he left. They were sad. Now the Cowboys D-line is good. It's good. No doubt about it. But they were sad. They were sad. Just a guy said, give him a chance. Who we talking about? Give him a chance. Marcus Kane said he gonna call from another number. That's what he's gonna do. That's what he's gonna do. With that being said, if you are just jumping in here, make sure you check out what I said in the beginning. The first 10 minutes, the first 15 minutes is always my thoughts. So the first 10 to 15 minutes were my thoughts. The rest of the stream was me shouting out you guys, listening to you guys, hearing what y'all had to say and talking about it. At the end of the day, beautiful trade by Howie Roseman. 32 years old or not, you just made this D-line not just Robert Quinn, but you made Brandon Graham, Josh Sweat, Hassan Reddick's job easier while also making Robert Quinn's job easier. And now it's just time to see how it happens. See what happens on the field. What happened, Mike? Did the Eagles make a move? Yes, the Eagles made a move. The Eagles made a move. The move was Robert Quinn to the Eagles. Again, when I end this stream, if you're just jumping in here, just watch the first 10 to 15 minutes. 10 to 15 minutes of the stream. It gives all my takes, all that stuff. I gotta go. Wife is texting me that go downstairs and check on something. Until next time, y'all know what time it is. We are out. Whoa. We need 50 more likes to get to 500. 50 more likes to get to 500. We got 600 people in here. If you look down and realize you ain't hit the like button, hit it. It's free. It's easy. It don't cost a thing. It pushes the content out. And if you're just getting in here, I see a couple people just getting in here saying, what do we trade for Robert Quinn and all that? The first 15 minutes on the playback will give you all my thoughts, everything. Shout out to Notification Gang. Shout out to everybody who comments, likes, subscribe, and the people in the chat that keep the chat moving. I appreciate y'all. Until next time, y'all know what time it is. Do your boy a favor. Let's get it. Almost 500. Let's go. You're the best. We in the building.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking sixes in the bird gang, that's our life. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we screaming fly, eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.